What's up everyone, this is FP Sticks bringing you another episode of Top Battles of the Week where I feature some of the best battles that have been submitted to me by members of the community. As always, if you would like to submit your footage for Top Battles of the Week, there is information in the description on how to do that. So without further ado, let's get right into these battles. Alright, first up we have Lance XWT. You have a G-Fisk mirror match right in the lead here. So this matchup is always pretty sketchy. It comes down who can successfully bait or who can successfully call the bait or catch a move on a secondary Pokemon. There's a lot of factors at play. So successfully gets the first Rock Slide bait there. It looks like Lance won CMP. So farming. Going to go for the Earthquake on this move here. Let's see if the opponent is going to commit both shields. They do commit both shields, and once again, another CMP tie. So this ends up being the Earthquake, and Lance actually gets nuked by it, which is not good. But the opponent has shields down. So going to bring out the Venusaur here. And the Vine Whip damage plus the Frenzy Plant should be just enough to knock out this G-Fisk. Going to shield up this Earthquake, very nice shield. And then keeping track of the opponent's energy, but the opponent actually catches on their own Venusaur, so this Frenzy Plant energy essentially goes to waste. Double resisted on that Venusaur there. I really like the over farm here, keeping good track of the opponent's energy. Gonna throw the Sludge Bomb there, and then able to get to this Frenzy Plant before the opponent has thrown. I'm not sure why the opponent has not thrown a Sludge Bomb yet. They were probably anticipating a sack swap, but down goes the Venusaur. The G-Fisk comes out once again and able to catch. Is this an Earthquake? Able to catch an Earthquake on the Pelipper. Absolutely amazing play. But then the opponent catches on their own Pelipper. So this is a straight up mirror match across the board. And both players are catching these what would have been super effective charge moves on their Pokemon. Just going to go for some Weather Ball chip damage here, hoping that the wing attack damage can potentially put this Pelipper into farm down range. The opponent wins the CMP tie right here. And they do commit to the Hurricane, but they have a little bit of stored energy here. Able to get to this farm down and able to secure this Frenzy Plant against the G-Fisk. Absolutely wild game with so many caught moves. Very good game. Up next we have Dubs OE. And this looks like this is a Sylph Commander Cup feature here. So we have Lantern into Alolan Raichu. The electric type damage hitting on the Lantern is hitting for neutral, so good shield on the Wild Charge there. That would do a lot of damage, and actually forcing the CMP tie here on the Raichu. Very smart play, able to hit the Raichu while their defense is dropped. There's most likely going to be another Wild Charge here. It is going to hit for a lot of damage, but lets it go through, and then out comes an Alolan Muck trying to get a jump start on energy here. So going to chip it with a Thunderbolt and then mirror with their own Alolan Muck. Now we've already seen the Alolan Raichu, so this Alolan Muck may have a good amount of play against the opponent's backline. Loses the CMP tie here, which is very unfortunate, so going to shield this Alolan Muck and keep it very healthy so it can have some play against the Alolan Raichu. Tried to go for an underfarm there, but that Sludge Wave was just barely too much to KO. I really like the thought process though, trying to get a little bit more farm. Gonna burn the last shield on this Raichu, and then the Alolan Raichu is gonna be able to take out this Muck here. So they are running Thunder Punch Wild Charge. They reveal the moveset right there. This is a tough spot to be in though, so gonna bring out the Hypno. The opponent brings out a Froslass. They're farming, and able to perfectly catch on the Lantern. Catch the Shadow Ball energy. What an awesome play. Farming some more. Great recognition and great patience here of how much energy the opponent has. Goes for the nuke of Shadow Ball. This Raichu has a move though. And it's a Wild Charge, but the Hypno survives with like a sliver of health left. And going to be able to rip off this Fire Punch on the debuffed Raichu to take that game. Very nice game. Let's see what we got going on here. Hypno into Froslass. I think this once again is a Sylph Commander Cup format here. Yeah, judging by the Pokemon. So this Hypno is running Thunder Punch and Shadow Ball. Obviously landing the Shadow Ball would essentially one-shot this Froslass. Really nice shield on the opposing Shadow Ball there. The opponent does not go for the Avalanche bait, But this Hypno is going to go for the Thunder Punch bait, and the opponent calls the bait. That is really not good, and then loses CMP on this charge move right here. But going to no shield, and the opponent actually goes for an Avalanche. So going to be able to get this Thunder Punch off, and the opponent just lets the Frostlass go. So this Hypno does not want to get fully farmed down, so actually going to bring out the Toxicroak, anticipating that the Frostlass was probably the best Toxicroak counter that the opponent had. So out comes this Escavalier. Now if this is a drill run, it's most likely going to one-shot, but they're actually running Aerial Ace, so they must be running Aerial Ace Megahorn, but gets farmed down, not able to get to another Mud Bomb. This Hypno has a Thunder Punch stored. Going to bring out the Crustle here. It actually is running Fury Cutter instead of Smackdown, so this is hitting for resisted damage. Aerial Ace hits for neutral. Gonna no shield that, save the shield for the move that the Alolan Muck is going to throw. Gonna go for an X-Scissor Bait here. And gets the shield right on the CMP tie, has to shield this up, and then try to get to this Rock Slide. The Hypno still has a Thunder Punch stored, but Alolan Muck would win CMP. The Alolan Muck is in the middle of the fast move animation right here, so going to go for the combo play with the Hypno and cleanly gets off this Thunder Punch. Very nice energy management there to be able to take that game. Good game. Up next we have Dorton. We have a Dugong into a Hypno. Looks like some Kanto Cup action here. So if this Hypno is running Thunder Punch, it's obviously going to be hitting for super effective damage, but the longer that this matchup goes on, the more favorable it is for the Dugong because of these Icy Wind debuffs. Able to get an extra Ice Shard through, that's very, very nice. So can no shield this Thunder Punch because that Icy Wind connected before the first Thunder Punch. Ooh, nice lag there. The opponent gets 2 free confusions, and that is really not good. But gonna throw the second Icy Wind. Hypno is gonna be able to win this in the 0 shield, it's looking like. So just gonna let it go down and get some farm with the Zapdos here. Shadow Zapdos, very cool pick. So frail, but gonna be able to do a lot of damage to whatever comes out. Out comes an Alolan Marowak here. These fire spins are absolutely chunking this Zapdos here. Gonna go for a Drill Peck. This would still hit for a lot of damage. Gets a shield from the opponent, very nice. Has to shield this up, even though most likely it's a Bone Club. Yeah, that feels bad. That would have been single resisted damage, but still so glassy. Going to throw another Drill Peck here. Actually has more than back-to-back Drill Pecks stored. Oh my gosh, and able to make a dirty swap into this Golbat to catch that resisted Bone Club. Very nice. Out comes the Alolan Raticate. It is running Quick Attack, so it's going to be able to get to these crunches at a decent pace here. This Golbat has to go for the Poison Fangs. Shadow Ball would be triple resisted on this big rat. Going to chip it with 1 Poison Fang. And then going to throw another Poison Fang. I really like the over farm here. And able to get to another Poison Fang before this Alolan Raticate throws a move. There goes the final shield. It was actually a CMP tie. Now this Zapdos still has loaded energy, but you have to be very careful with your energy management here. Very nice overfarm, farms all the way to back-to-back Drill Pecks, knowing that the Zapdos will win the CMP tie against the Alolan Marowak, and surviving with just a little bit of health left there, able to take out that Alolan Marowak. Beautiful energy management, good game. Up next we have Loki BV. Pidgeot into an Aerodactyl. Well, this is a disaster. Shadow Aerodactyl is going to be doing so much damage. And then Electrode into a Venusaur. This is really not great, but luckily Electrode does have access to this Foul Play, which will hit for neutral damage. 2 Foul Plays would be enough to take out this Venusaur, but this Venusaur does a really nice overfarm. Has to let the Electrode go. Still has a Shadow Aerodactyl to deal with, which is going to be pretty rough. But gonna bring out the Pidgeot here and go for a nice hefty farm down. Probably just no shield all of this. Yeah, nice play. Gonna have energy coming out of this, but not enough to get to a Brave Bird. And these rock throws from the Shadow Aerodactyl are doing so much damage. So just gonna throw an Aerial Ace. But the Aerodactyl is so glassy, gets a shield anyways. Gonna bring out the Lickitung here. Lick is hitting for neutral, but these Body Slams will be resisted. And these rock throws from the Aerodactyl are really chunking this Lickitung here. Most likely, the opponent will still shield this Body Slam, though, even though it's resisted, because the Aerodactyl is so glassy. Out comes Shadow Dragonite in the back. So much fast move pressure from the opponent's team. Going to land this body slam, and it just does so much damage to this Shadow Dragonite. Going to shield, potentially try to commit to the farm down on this Dragonite here. Able to lick it all the way down, very nice. Out comes that Aerodactyl once again. Going to throw this body slam, and then make a swap into the Pidgeot to try to get some gust damage off, but not able to do it, but able to lick it down. Good game. Up next, we have Super Grover 14 running a super wild team here. Shadow Persian into Dugong. So this definitely looks like some Kanto Cup action here. I think this Persian is running Scratch as the fast move, which actually has decent damage output, but kind of bad energy generation here. That Dugong is able to get to an Icy Wind, so actually going to switch out to clear the debuff. Shadow Arbok running Dragon Tail as the fast move here. Going to shield the Icy Wind. Dragon Tail, Dark Pulse, and Sludge Wave. Gonna go for the Dark Pulse bait here. I have no idea how much damage this is gonna do. And we will never know because the opponent actually shields that up. They are heavily overfarmed. They definitely have more than just one Icy Wind stored here. But gonna go for a Dark Pulse again, double debuffed. Is this enough to take out Dugong? Very nice. In the back is a Mew, so going to clear that debuff and switch into the Persian once again, trying to get to a foul play. Gonna be able to get to this foul play. This is probably gonna do a decent amount of chip damage to this Venusaur. Nice chunk of damage. It does not get stab on it, and it only hits for neutral. Has a Wheezing in the back, and I bet this is a Shadow Wheezing. Brings out the Arbok. Look at this. Intentionally brings out the Arbok to force the Venusaur to throw. Did not even throw the Dark Pulse. So now this Wheezing can get a nice infestation farm down on this Venusaur. And Wheezing is running Shadow Ball. One infestation away from that. Gonna be able to get to the Shadow Ball. Does this one-shot the Mew? Does this one-shot the Mew? Really, really nice plays there, Super Grover. Good game. Up next, we have Aku Ale 6. And they fast-forwarded this clip very fast. So we're going to try to keep up here. Munchlax into a Charm. Alolan Ninetales going to let this Weather Ball go through. Essentially has back-to-back body slams here. Going to throw one, get the shield on the first one. Opponent might have been concerned that it could have been a gunk shot, but loses the lead. But up a shield. Going to bring out the Roserade here to try to farm down. This footage is going by very fast, folks. Trying to commit to the Bullet Seed down, which is very nice. This Roserade is loaded. Out comes the Bronzong. This Confusion damage is hitting for super effective. Able to throw another Weather Ball before a Confusion goes through and then switch into the Alolan Muck, but hard punished by a Toxicroak. This is not great. Up a shield though, so going to be able to land that Sludge Wave. You actually need 2 moves to take out this Toxicroak anyway, so going to be able to get to this Dark Pulse before that Toxicroak can get to another Mud Bomb. Out comes the Bronzong once again, but it's able to get to a Psyshock. And this is just enough to take out the Alolan Muck. This Roserade is barely able to get to a Weather Ball to take out the Bronzong. Good game. Up next, we have Yadai 112. Bastiodon into a Blastoise. This is not good at all. So we're going to have Mew into Cresselia. This actually is favorable for the Mew. And recognizing the opponent kind of made a mistake here, bringing out Cresselia, because this is a losing matchup for Cresselia, but the Cresselia will walk away with a shield advantage in this matchup. Blastoise is obviously very favorable against the Bastiodon because of that super effective water type damage. Actually just goes for the Wild Charge to get rid of that Crest there. Nice overfarm, but lag! Really bad lag, and then somehow the Blastoise is able to get to this Hydro Cannon in the midst of that lag. That is so bad. So overfarming once again, preserving this Mew because it's already been boosted once, and this Wild Charge is going to be very threatening to burn shields. So most likely going to get the final shield with this Wild Charge as well. Very nice recognition, knowing that Mew is going to have a lot of play here. Has a Wobbuffet in the back. Has a Wobbuffet sitting in the back. So actually brings out the Bastiodon here, and then the opponent tried to catch a move on their G-Fisk. So this Wobbuffet is running counter as the fast move, which is hitting for super effective on this G-Fisk. These Earthquakes are just tickling this Wobbuffet. It is a purified Wobbuffet, so going to go for the Return here. Return is actually a better move than Mirror Coat, despite Mirror Coat getting stab damage, but that hardly does any damage here. This is very similar to the Defense Deoxys G-Fisk matchup. So farming, farming, farming. Gonna get hit by another move on this Wobbuffet. Now look at this play right here. Anticipated the opponent switching. So blind swaps, anticipating that the opponent was going to go for the Hydro Cannon snipe and catches it on the Bastiodon, which is such a solid play. Able to survive this Hydro Cannon as well. And then intentionally stops attacking for the Blastoise to get the Bastiodon lower in health, so the G-Fisk does not get any extra farm. All of these little details added up to account for a win here. Amazing recognition on when the opponent was going to swap there. Very good game. Up next we have King Jake 23. Apologies for the weird formatting here. This was recorded on an iPad, so very large file here. But we have a Lapras into a Beedrill. Shadow Lapras into a Shadow Beedrill. Fairly neutral matchup across the board, but Lapras is much tankier, so just going to no-shield this first move and go for the Surf here, and just get a shield advantage in the lead. King Jake is running a Butterfree in the back, and actually going to bring out the Butterfree here to get a farm down, but the opponent does not want to get farmed down. So going to throw a Signal Beam from this Butterfree on the Alolan Raticate, and they let it go through. That looks like a shiny Alolan Raticate. These confusions are doing like no damage to this rat, but gonna shield this up, preserve the Butterfree, and then swap into the AWAC to try to fire spin down, but not before this rat can get to another crunch. Gonna preserve the health on the AWAC, commit to the farm down, very nice. The opponent still has that Beedrill, but they are going to bring out their own Alolan Marowak here. And King Jake does have an energy advantage. Going to go straight for the Shadow Bone. It gets shielded. That is not great. Barely able to get to the Shadow Bone right here and able to win the CMP tie, which is really huge in this matchup. Not enough to take it out. Most likely the opponent is running Shadow Ball here, and that is enough to one-shot the Alolan Marowak. Bringing out the Butterfree here. Trying to farm this thing down, but the AWAC is able to get to another move. It's just a Bone Club. The Butterfree survives that and is able to get a Signal Beam off onto this Beedrill and take that, or onto the AWAC and take that game. Very good game. And here we go, folks. This is the top battle of the week that has been submitted by Big Dude K78. This battle just goes to show you that even when you're hard countered in every possible scenario, if you can try to wiggle your way out of some of these matchups, there's still a win con. So this gameplay is very exciting here. Unova Stunfisk into Ferrothorn. This is not a good matchup at all. Vigoroth into Drifblim. This is the worst possible matchup you could ever imagine, because all of these moves that Vigoroth has are triple resisted. I believe this battle was taken from a Sylph Factions tournament format. So essentially just has to go for these body slams. Most likely what Big Dude is going to do in this matchup is farm up a lot of energy and try to wiggle his way out of this scenario once again, but just burning the switch clock here with these body slams. This Drifblim is very heavily loaded. Very heavily loaded, but one Icy Wind is still not going to be enough to knock out this Vigoroth. They go for an undercharged Icy Wind because they're trying to hex down the Vigoroth and maximize the energy gains. But Big Dude recognizes that, able to switch back into the Stunfisk here, knowing that it's going to be stuck against this Ferrothorn anyways, so might as well just get into this matchup right away. This Stunfisk is debuffed, which is not great, but at least these Mud Bombs are hitting for neutral damage. Once again, this is such a powerful matchup for the Ferrothorn that they're over-farming. The Drifblim is still heavily loaded on energy. This is really not looking good. Has a Talonflame sitting in the back. The opponent blind throws, but is going to shield this just in case it was a Thunder. Needs to preserve some health on something here. Gets a farm down with the Talonflame. What is in the back? They still have a loaded Drifblim. It's a Pelipper up a shield. This is so bad. This is so bad. Gonna go straight for the Brave Bird and it gets shielded. Not great, but all this energy loaded on the Vigoroth is really gonna be able to threaten some shields from this Pelipper. They let that go through. Really nice recognition there. Hard punished by the Drifblim once again. This Body Slam energy is not going to be able to be very effective against this Drifblim. And this Drifblim is still so heavily over-farmed on energy. They're going to throw the Icy Wind. They don't want to get hit by a Body Slam. They had 2 moves stored, but the Weather Ball is going to do more damage than any move from here. So very nice no shield. Able to farm down the Drifblim. needs to essentially successfully bait and then land a Brave Bird, but this is going to be extremely close. Able to throw the Flame Charge here. No wing attack goes through. That is huge. Gets the shield bait. Needs to get to this Brave Bird and able to get to it to barely take out this Pelipper. Amazing plays there, Big Dude K78. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you appreciate the content. And thank you everyone for your submissions. I will see you in the next video.